I don't know what it is, but I love finding out what's in other people's refrigerators. The time has arrived. I'm doing a fridge tour. If you want to know what a personal chef keeps in her fridge, keep watching. Hey guys, it's Christine, and if you're new here, welcome to Christine's Natural Kitchen. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to find out about new videos when they come out. Let's see what's in this fridge. I generally always have some type of juice on hand, whether it's pear juice or apple juice. My daughter loves a splash of this added to her water. So on my refrigerator door, I've got the usual assortment of sauces and seasonings, condiments. I think a lot of us store these kinds of things in these shelves that are on the sides of our refrigerator door. And then on the inside, I've got an assortment of ingredients, things that I've prepared, and I'm going to go through every single jar that's in here just so you can see what exactly I keep in my fridge. This will vary from day to day depending on what I've prepared, what I have made. So this is just one sample day, but my refrigerator often looks different with what I have. Sometimes it's more veggies and more produce, and other days it might be a little bit more protein. As you can see, I've got a lot of eggs to use here. This is unusual that I have that many eggs. Okay, so let's begin with my freezer. And I've got some veggies on the top shelf, some frozen fruits. Down here I've got some vanilla ice cream. And I've got Anya's little, we call him Boo Boo Turtle here, this little guy. He's like a little frozen cold pack. I've got some dragon fruit. It really gives a beautiful color to homemade sorbet. I love to make sorbet using fruits like these frozen strawberries. Sometimes I use the frozen peaches to make like a cobbler or something, a nice summer cobbler. And frozen blueberries are also nice. And then I've got some frozen watermelon. I was just making a sorbet out of that. Got some frozen corn. Love to add this to soups. Baby lima beans. I always have some kind of frozen vegetable on hand, like peas or something. Here's some okra that's left over from one time I made gumbo. And then we move into the main area here in the freezer. Got some ice cubes, of course, and then a little frozen homemade bone broth. What else do I have here? Some frozen meats. I get all my meats pasture-raised and grass-fed. Try to get the most humane possible. Here's a little pepperoni, sliced pepperoni for pizzas and things. Some frozen chicken. Let's see. And then some frozen blueberries. I'm really into the frozen blueberries, I guess. And here are some eggshells. I actually save my eggshells. I rinse them off and then I freeze them. And when I have enough, I will prepare them into an eggshell calcium. So I actually have a video about that. I can always link that below. Then I've got my little cold pack here. This thing is so handy. I take this to the store if you want to, bring home some ice cream or something that's a little more perishable. That's really keeps things cold. And all my other cold packs are down here. I've got some frozen cod fillets from Whole Foods. What is this? This is some frozen shells, some shrimp shells. I was going to make broth out of it. What else do we have here? Some bones. I save my chicken bones and other types of bones to make homemade bone broth in the Instant Pot. And then I've got some corn tortillas. I love to make homemade corn chips. I have another video I'll link below on how to make those. What's this? Some frozen pork and turkey and bone broth, all from Miller's Bio Farm. Frozen butter pastry. And now moving into the main part of the refrigerator. Let's see what's in here. Okay, so on the top shelf here I have some pumfu. This is like tofu, but it's made out of pumpkin seeds. It's really awesome because it's soy-free. Homemade iced tea. This is a little bit of homemade dressing. And then my miso, to make miso soup. And coconut milk. I love this brand. It's really nice consistency. I can always link that below where I get it on Amazon. And then some first aid stuff. I like to keep some aloe vera gel for sunburn, some arnica gel for boo-boos. Comes in handy to have those nice and cold. Back there's some coffee. I was in a coffee phase there for a while. I'm not into it anymore, but it's still there. I got to figure out what to do with it. And then some sliced strawberries. I always have cut up fruit on hand. Some steamed kale, I believe this is, or is it chopped parsley? I think it's chopped parsley. And a little bit of lemon juice. I like to keep lemon juice on hand. Here's some sliced lemon. I actually put that on fish when I bake it. Some prunes that are soaking in water, and a little bit of applesauce. And these are some tasty little white chocolate bites. Gotta have your treats. This is a homemade DIY green tea face mask. Super easy to make. I will link a video below showing you how to make it. And this is some homemade pumpkin seed butter and a little sauerkraut, good for gut health. Got a couple different varieties here, one with red cabbage. And down here, what do we have? Some cooked chickpeas. Great for making hummus, homemade. Got a couple jars of them. And then a little bit of some cooked millet. That's a tiny little grain, kind of like quinoa. I cooked it up with some dates, and it's super tasty. And back here is my dairy area where I've got some cheese, a few different varieties of different cheeses. I often like to get this raw cheese variety. And then I've got some cooked kale here. I often have some kind of cooked vegetable on hand, whether it's broccoli or kale or carrots. And here, as I mentioned, I do have a lot of eggs. These are all pasture-raised eggs. These were shipped from Pennsylvania, if you can believe it, from Miller's Bio Farm. These beautiful eggs are from Basil Bandwagon Natural Market. They're Stockton Village Farm. I love these eggs. I got an extra container for my mom. And then I even have some duck eggs, just for variety. And these are some homemade meatballs. I've got some thawing meat back there. A little cooked chicken. And this is an uncooked chicken leg, which I'm going to make into some soup. Over here I've got my brown rice. A little bit of brown rice, and also I have some white rice. I like to mix it up. Sometimes I love the white rice. It's just so soft and digestible. And then in here I keep my root vegetables and my citrus. I've got some oranges and some little mandarins. Those are so handy to tuck into lunches. Some fresh limes. And look at these gorgeous heirloom carrots. I've been loving buttered carrots lately. They're so sweet and delicious. Here's some cauliflower, some cabbage. I use these in soups, and sometimes I like to roast them. And in the other drawer, I keep all my green veggies. So asparagus. I've got some lettuce all washed and ready to go. Some scallions. Brussels sprouts. Again, great for roasting or boiled. And then lots of bok choy. I've got some baby bok choy down here. So delicious for like a nice steamed green. And a little bit of some baby cucumbers. Really great cooling vegetable for warm weather. I love to add these to salad. And here we have a large bunch of bok choy as opposed to the baby bok choy. So I'm a big bok choy fan. This is the best butter ever. It comes from Miller's Bio Farm. They have a raw one for pets. And they have other types of butter, which are just so good, so tasty. Love their butter. And then with my condiments, I've got some mustard, Dijon mustard. Got, what is this, a little bit more applesauce. And then I've got some apricot spread. I love this on salmon or to make a sweet and sour sauce. Horseradish always adds a nice kick. And this is some tahini. Coconut oil mayo, love this stuff. Little dill relish, goes great added to tuna salad. And then some anchovy paste, a little mustard. What's this? Some preserved lemons. I use these once for some recipe. And then some artichoke hearts. Again, great for salads. More anchovies. Some Kalamata olives. Gotta have your olives. Couple different jars of olives here. And some capers as well. Okay, let's talk sauces. Can I tell you how much I love the Coconut Secret products? They have a teriyaki sauce that's amazing. I love their coconut aminos. Got some tamari and a little barbecue sauce. This one is autoimmune protocol friendly. And a couple more teriyaki sauces that are made without soy. This is made with coconut aminos. And then I've got Worcestershire sauce, both vegan and regular. A little shoyu soy sauce. And some sugar-free maple syrup. Then over here I've got my taller vegetables like bunches of kale, a big tall Napa cabbage, It's like shaped like a big football. It just doesn't fit in my veggie drawer, so I just tuck it in here next to the maple syrup. And I go through a lot of maple syrup for both pancakes. Sometimes I add it to iced tea. Love maple syrup. And then I've got some of these corn tortillas here that I make into those corn chips that my daughter just goes crazy for. We make these homemade corn chips. And I love the blue corn. It really gives a nice texture to the chips. And then some apple butter. I use this in place of tomato paste. And more bok choy. Oh my gosh, I really do love bok choy. And some kale. Big leafy green fan. So I hope you enjoyed my little fridge tour, finding out what's in my fridge. It was fun sharing it with you. Be sure to give a shout out in the comments and let me know one thing that's in your refrigerator. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!